Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. The Ministry of Health and Wellness soon to introduce the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association throws its support behind the government. And the Department of Finance has stepped up its compliance and communications efforts as it relates to the established COVID-19 protocols. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has received confirmation from the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, of the allocation of 74,400 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. This will be received through the COVAX facility. The COVAX facility facilitates the distribution of the vaccine in a manner that is fair across all countries globally, irrespective of size or developmental status. Tekla Jabatis is the Assistant Principal Nursing Officer and the Immunization Manager in the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The AstraZeneca vaccine offers many advantages for its introduction into St. Lucia's vaccine program. One of the greatest advantages of the AstraZeneca vaccine is it does not require ultra-cold storage. Rather, it can be stored within the refrigeration system that is used for vaccine storage within our national healthcare system. In addition, the rollout of the vaccination program can be conducted in a similar manner to how vaccines are currently given to our population. That is, the vaccine can be given both within the healthcare institutions as well as within non-health sites, including workplaces and communities settings.
The projected timeline for receiving this batch of vaccine is the end of February 2021. It is estimated that this initial allocation will allow for the vaccination of 20% of the population, thus commencing the process of building immunity against the COVID-19 virus and by extension strengthening public health efforts to manage COVID-19.
The St. Lucia Cabinet of Ministers has agreed for this vaccine to be made available at no cost to citizens, and it shall be provided on a voluntary basis. The National COVID-19 Vaccine Program shall be rolled out through a phased approach, with the first phase focusing on people at greatest risk of COVID-19. This shall assist in protecting those with greatest vulnerability and likely to have more adverse outcomes if infected by the virus.
Officials of the Ministry of Health and Wellness will be providing further updates and guidance to the public as it prepares for the introduction of the COVID-19 vaccine. The effects of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to be felt across the globe, impacting countries at various levels. St. Lucia in no way has been spared as the island experiences the latest wave of the virus. The tourism sector is one of the hardest hit due to the reduction in travel. The St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association, SLHTA, speaking during an address to the nation held on Tuesday, noted that members continue to operate with occupancies and business volumes below the break-even point. Caroline Trubetsko is the president of the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association.
Despite making losses and not being profitable, these operators were able to employ almost 10,000 persons, and by doing so, preserve the dignity and livelihoods of these workers and their families, while also contributing directly and indirectly to our wider economy. Since July 2020, we have hosted approximately 45,000 visitors, all of whom are required to adhere to very strict protocols. To date, there have only been 53 COVID-positive cases diagnosed that were non-nationals. Our hotel guests continue to have their temperature checked twice daily by professional nurses. Also, visitors who were returning to the UK and Canada in recent weeks and prior to new restrictions being announced in these countries, and now also all visitors returning to the United States have to have a COVID test prior to departing St. Lucia. The SLHD further advocates that US carriers please subject passengers to a rapid antigen test prior to boarding the aircraft to St. Lucia. This, we find, would add another layer of safety to the current requirement of obtaining a PCR test prior to arrival.
In an effort to curtail the spread of the virus in country, the government of St. Lucia, as indicated by the Prime Minister on Tuesday, instituted a number of measures. Measures that the association said are necessary if St. Lucia is to get a handle on the spread of the virus.
The SLHDA understands clearly the need for enhanced measures to slow the spread of the virus in our communities. We agree that a zero-tolerance approach is best for our country. From the increase in COVID-positive community numbers over the past few weeks, it is clear that we must do a better job of adhering to the prescribed protocols, wearing our masks, physically distancing from each other, and washing our hands frequently. Unless we each take personal responsibility to do our part, our communities will not be safe from this virus. All of our individual actions matter. This is why it is so important for all of us to cooperate and to understand that only if we do this together, we can get this pandemic under control.
President of the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association, Caroline Trubetskoy. The advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has placed a spotlight on the significance of local manufacturing companies. The increased demand for sanitizing and cleaning products left distribution companies out of stock. A number of local manufacturing companies in St. Lucia, recognizing the need, had stepped up to the plate, creating new products to meet the demand. These companies, in certain instances, required increased human capacity, hence creating an avenue for employment. Cognizant of the importance of the sector, especially during this unprecedented time, and the need to protect the public, the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association has expressed its support of the newly instituted protocols. Margaret Daisy is the president of the association.
As manufacturers, we will continue to follow the protocols and support the measures to protect lives at our manufacturing operations, as we do not want to compromise safety for profit. As manufacturers, we also support the need to safely remain operational in order to service local demands and also our export markets. To date, we are pleased that none of our plants have had to close due to in-house spread of COVID-19. There have been dialogue with us as stakeholders, and we support the government's proposal to protect lives. We urge persons to also encourage other persons who they are in contact with, especially at home, to follow the protocols, as sadly, one can do everything in their power to follow the protocols themselves. But if their household contacts don't, then they become at higher risk to contact the virus. We will continue to operate our manufacturing plants with safety in mind, so we can remain available to supply food and other products to our people while keeping some persons employed.
Margaret Daisy, president of the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association, speaking there on Tuesday during the address to the nation. The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, informs the public that the green passes issued during the first shutdown in 2020 have been recalled and are no longer valid. Doreen Gustav is the director of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO.
The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, wishes to inform the public that the green passes that were issued during the initial shutdown in 2020 have been recalled and are no longer valid. As such, this pink pass has replaced the green pass, and it is the only pass that the police will recognize. Also, letter passes are being issued to persons who are permitted to be out during the curfew hours, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., and expires February 10, 2021. I would like to appeal to the public to please restrict your movement. Those persons who have been issued passes, you are to use the pass for only the purpose that it was issued for. Persons who wish to request a pass, please send an email to NEMO at this address: admin, ADMIN, @nemo.gov.lc, and also training@nemo.gov.lc. Let us all play our parts in following the protocols that have been established. Wear your mask, sanitize, physical distance, and in this way, we all will work together in achieving our goal in reducing COVID-19 in St. Lucia. Thank you.
This is NTN Nightly. When we come back, the Department of Finance has stepped up its compliance and communications efforts as it relates to the established COVID-19 protocols. Stay with us.
A habit of daily caring for the teeth, tongue, and gums not only improves your oral health, it also helps maintain a healthy body. Here's how. Be sure to wash your hands and your food before eating. Rinse your mouth thoroughly after every meal and after brushing your teeth. Floss at least once a day before you brush your teeth along the lines of your teeth. Brush at least twice a day, including before bedtime. Ensure you cover the entire tooth surface. Avoid sticky and sugary foods, including candy, as well as carbonated drinks, as they increase your chances of getting cavities. Consume lots of water, fruits, and vegetables daily. Wait at least 15 minutes after having acidic food and drink, such as citrus fruits and soft drinks, before brushing your teeth. This prevents damage to your teeth's enamel. Visit your dentist twice yearly. For further information, call the Dental Services Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5314.
Welcome back. As St. Lucia experiences its third and biggest wave thus far of coronavirus infections, and with the government announcing more stringent measures, the Department of Finance has in turn stepped up its compliance and communications efforts as it relates to the established COVID-19 protocols. In this regard, a video explaining the department's COVID-19 preparedness and response plan has been created and widely circulated to staff and the general public who access the Finance Administrative Center. More details from Glenn Simon.
And I am Stanza Delikny, and we are
Police COVID.
The Department of Finance has created an explainer video that highlights the protocols outlined in the department's COVID-19 preparedness and response plan. Though the plan was prepared and circulated to staff in April of 2020, management realized that not many staff members were familiar with the protocols and thus embarked on the production of a video as another layer in their communication strategy. Nicole Jean-Jacques, Acting Deputy Director of Finance with responsibility for administration, stated that the protocols were established to ensure the continued delivery of critical operational services, business continuity, and to provide clear channels of communication.
We realized that it was a 10-page document and staff don't read as we would like them to read. So it was like a visualization of the hard copy document right there in their face, to have access to it, to be there as a reminder as to what to do when they come into the work environment in the physical setting.
She said the video was well received by staff, who themselves are on high alert, having been affected by both suspected and positive COVID cases within the building.
Well, every staff member from top management to the line staff are on board, including security. Even those members of staff of the government service who's part of economic development, they're also on board with us in ensuring that everyone is safe in the building while they're there working or just visiting on business.
Some staff members commented on the impact of the explainer video, which is laced with moments of levity.
6 feet, have to be accurate.
I saw the video and I was quite pleased with it. In terms of the relevance of the video, I mean, right now we all know what's going on with COVID and everything, and there's never something like too much information. So the more information that we get, or which is given to the public, I'm hoping that they can take it and use it.
I think the visual, sometimes we hear a lot of stuff and sometimes it's good to be creative. So that creative initiative, I think, will have a very positive impact on the minds of our officers in the building to allow them to continue to practice safety protocols for the control of the coronavirus.
I think the video is excellent in giving us diversification in our communication of this important and pertinent guidance and guidelines.
We have so much reading already, and to be reading protocols and trying to follow it, I think it is more feasible for to have a video. The acting as well as the message in the video is a lot clearer when you hear it from your own colleagues.
The video highlighted scenarios such as a symptomatic employee in the workplace or at home, or who was a contact of a positive case. It also addressed the sensitive issue of children in the workplace.
Surprisingly, when you go around the public, general public, you're hearing that St. Lucians don't observe the protocols established to keep them safe. So I'm hoping that this actually sticks in the minds of our employees, and when they go home, they're able to share it with their immediate friends and families.
The Department of Finance is hopeful that this initiative and modality of communication will be replicated within the private and public sectors to drive greater compliance of the COVID-19 protocols. The video was presented by Javan Lewis from the Department of Finance and Spencer Deligny from the Department of Economic Development. Reporting for the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, I am Glenn Simon.
The St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, SLASPA, advises that as an essential service business, operations continue at both Viewfort and Castries seaports. As such, customers should make an appointment for delivery of cargo. To make an appointment for the clearing of personal effects cargo, customers are to contact SLASPA Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon and 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 285-1091 and 285-1175. The following items must be provided when booking an appointment: bill of lading number or delivery order number, customer name, identification card number, mobile telephone number, vehicle registration number for pickup vehicle. COVID-19 protocols as established by the Ministry of Health and Wellness will be in full effect. Face masks must be worn throughout the clearing process and bandanas are not permissible. Strict adherence to port rules will be enforced. Please be reminded of the following. No children will be allowed at the port. 1 person per transaction. Pregnant women and elderly citizens are encouraged to utilize broker services. Persons should be modestly dressed. No disorderly conduct. The authority is prepared to serve you with excellence and encourages everyone to adhere to the protocols for the safety and well-being of all port users. Along with its key strategic partners, Boost invites entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs to submit an idea with a short description and reasoning. 5 finalists will be selected by a panel of expert judges and will be inducted into the second part of the competition, the National Business Development Program. The program will assist entrepreneurs with cultivating their pitch ideas and develop them into fully functional businesses through a month-long incubation period. Following the incubation process, the 5 finalists will participate in a business plan pitch competition, and the top 3 winners will be selected to gain further services and opportunities to grow their business. The eligibility requirements are as follows. Must be a St. Lucia national. Must be 18 years or older. Submitted ideas must reflect innovative and creative aspects that will help change or influence the business client culture. The innovation must arise from a wholly original idea, must not already be implemented in a currently established business, or the idea may involve the creation of a new commodity in an already existing enterprise. Must be able to dedicate 3 to 4 hours a day during the National Business Development Program incubation period. The submission deadline is Sunday, February 14, 2021. Visit www.booststlucia.com/NIPC to submit business ideas. More information is available on the submission page. The 5 finalists to move on to the National Business Development Program will be announced on February 18, 2021. Boost welcomes St. Lucians to join in on this inaugural activity. That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Janelle Norville.